Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce. We from Group 5 would like to present the result of our discussion, and title is Workload is Too Heavy. First of all introduce, my name is Amalia Syafitri, absent number 2, and my partners.
Hello, my name is Elsa, absent number 15.
Hello, my name is Fanny Anggraeni, absent number 17.
Is Miranda Nur Cantika.
Hello, my name is Rizky Amalia, absent number 30.
The topic we want to explain are first, definition, second, analysis of the problem, third, anything that could happen, fourth, what things can be avoided, five, overcoming workload, and six, conclusion.
Here I will explain the first material, namely the definition of workload and definition of overburden workload. First of all, the definition of workload is an employee's workload is the amount of work and responsibilities that an employee must perform in the context of his or her job. This includes tasks, projects, and other responsibilities that must be performed by an employee within a certain period of time. Next, the definition of overburden workload is a number of tasks that must be done by workers within a certain time which in its implementation requires more abilities than the individual has. These tasks exceed the routine level of what is usually done by the workers, so that it requires extra energy.
I will continue with the second material, namely analysis of the problem. This high ratio of work to time can lead to stress, burnout, and decreases productivity. Factors that can contribute to work overload include having too many responsibilities, unrealistic deadline, and a lack of support or resource. Poorly organized institution create work overload by failing to manage responsibilities. Employees who wear too many hats or solve too many crises outside their job description quickly become burned out. In many cases, employees are too afraid to admit they have too much work for fear of losing their job. So they suffer quietly and put in too many hours. And then the third material regarding anything that could happen. Excessive workload will result in negative impacts, namely, first will cause both physical and mental, fatigue and emotional reaction such as headaches, indigestion, and irritability. The second decreases productivity. The third increases stress level. The fourth increases error rate. The fifth decreases motivation and engagement. The last one, increase absenteeism and employee turnover rates.
The next is what things can be avoided. First, the problem. Your first step is to understand the problem. Map out all the work you and your team do daily. Then consider the special projects that pop up, including their size and frequency. Timing tracking with a tool like timing is critically important here because it automatically tracks everything you do on your Mac. So your timeline of activities is always accurate. Next, learn to say no. When you're overworked, sometimes the best solution is simply to decline new tasks and projects. Sorry, I don't have the bandwidth for another assignment at this time. It's a polite way to put it, but don't be afraid to give a declarative no. Next, set clear goals and plans. Working in an environment without clear goals and plans tends to inflate work. If you don't know where you're going, you'll probably take a long, winding, inefficient route. Have a crystal clear understanding of your goals. Define what done, complete, or success looks like for every project or task. There should be no confusion about this. Next, set communication boundaries. Set communication boundaries at work means setting clear expectations for communication with colleagues and managers. Setting limits on when and how you are available to be contacted and decline communication when necessary. Next, create a time budget. A time budget is a way of managing your team so no one struggles with work overload. This kind of budget uses time as a resource, similar to how your personal budget uses money as a resource. Next, stop multitasking. What worse, multitasking or what the closest we can get to it is exhausting. It's fighting your brain. Natural process leads to burn quickly.
The next is overcoming workload. The first, know your limits. Knowing your limit is a powerful way to manage a super heavy workload. Sometimes you forget that you actually have a limit to what you can do. The second, focus on your abilities. An effective way to avoid being overwhelmed by a mountain of work is to ask yourself, are all tasks in line with your abilities? If yes, then it's not a big deal. However, if the answer is no, it could be the reason why you are overwhelmed and slow in completing tasks. Everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses. The strength that you have might not necessarily be shared by others. So, focus on your own strength and accept work according to your abilities. The next, determine priorities. Setting priorities, both in your work and personal life, can be a way to manage a heavy workload. By doing so, you can divide your workload into smaller tasks that you can still manage. Choose which job or tasks are the most important and most urgent to complete. The choice is determined based on the deadline and the benefit you can get when completing the task. And then, don't forget to take break. Don't forget to take time to rest even when the workload is piling up. This is to ensure your productivity and physical and mental health are maintained. Resting allows your physical and mental fatigue to return to being refreshed. Resting is better than forcing yourself to work in a very tired physical and mental condition, as well as feeling overwhelmed or burnt out. The last one, work-life balance. Work-life balance is about finding peace within yourself. No matter what you are in the office or home, if you feel like there isn't enough balance, maybe it's time to make a change. Next will be explained by my friend. The last one is conclusion.
The conclusion from the material about the heavy alert is that it can cause bad impacts such as people constantly miss deadlines, people make lots of mistakes, people stop caring about their work, and increase tardiness and time off.
Quote of the day is
If you're tired, take a break. Don't let the burden constantly rest on your shoulder. Thank you. That's all from our group. Please apologize. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.